Because it's like, I love it so much, bro. Like, I love it. It makes my life better. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the medicine. My God, is it a pricey medicine? Don't tell me about your EpiPen, because my fucking medicine costs the most. And there's no regulation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about one of my bigger expenses, marijuana. You know what I
bro.
mean? So it makes sense, to go ahead and
I mean,
produce. And,
marijuana's right behind my rent, which is not good either.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the point where I was getting to. I'm like, am I gonna spend, as much as I spend on rent on weed? I'm like, at this point, I feel like we're smoking too much.
Yeah.
Like at that point, you just gotta like figure out something within. We're just not gonna be able to enjoy this if it's costing that much.
There's more of an efficient. There's a more efficient way to do it. I mean, there's always is.
Well, I mean, even like the $100 a week is like, but even $100 a week, you're like, okay, I can count that as an expense. You can justify it somehow. When you start going over $100 a week, it's like, I was already at $100 a week. I already was spending fucking $400 a month. Now I go into $500, $600, dude. Like, I just can't do it, bro. I've just been making myself suffer a little bit, But also, I'm like, smoke less weed, but I don't want to smoke less weed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's the next
like,
thing?
I like what I'm smoking.
Yeah, and I mean, I would consider something like that like a hobby. Gardening.
Yeah.
I mean, like straight up.
For sure, bro. Yeah.
And like I said, from that point, you get your own seeds.
Oh, definitely, man. I'm definitely gonna get something in here, get some official shit. I'll probably just do a couple different things. Get some seeds from one of these, get some seeds online, mix it up, see what goes on.
I think I don't know about seeds online because I remember last time I was looking, like some of these seeds were expensive as shit. I'm just like, what is this? Like, why is that? Huh?
That dude there got online though.
But I mean, from what I understand, with one of the plants, you need a male and female seed. They kind of. I mean, I'm not sure how all that works.
We germinate it.
Yeah, I mean, but
then from there, I believe it's ready to be planted.
They grow together. Like, what do we got going on there?
And then once you plant it, it'll flower, right? Then once it flowers, you let it bloom. Then
I don't know.
Clip it. From what I know, and then you clip it, and then you dry it.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much into it.
That's the process of what I know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, what, like look at like the. Oh, yeah, let me do that real quick. Look at the mushrooms is like it's just so weird. Sometimes like, like I'm just able to like apply myself to like a subject and like. I mean, like at the beginning to end process, so there's like I have nailed down. It's just I just haven't done it yet.
It's because you're interested.
You know what I'm saying? Haven't done it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Something's amazing.
I mean, it's like I said, but
don't feel like work.
Start to finish, just have it all mapped out. What you need, things you do is like I feel weird because I'll talk to people in like these groups and like I'll try to answer some questions like things I read, but I'm like I haven't done it yet. So like, what am I actually speaking over? It's like
that's the best thing though is talking to yourself like that, and just being like completely honest with yourself. It's easy to be honest with yourself in your own head.
Oh yeah,
in your own head, like you tell yourself the truth all the time. Personally, I'll lie to someone before I lie to myself in my head. Like I really don't lie to myself,
Yeah.
I'll put up a front for something else before I lie in my head. Like you know the truth inside of your head. When people are like, oh, he must really believe that. He doesn't. He knows the truth inside of his head, man, And I feel like that's a big thing, is doing that and really self-critiquing like that, and trying to get better.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, when I was tell people all the time, like those that, one particular time I took some mushrooms and you just look in the mirror and like, especially on some mushrooms, or even if you looked at yourself in the mirror on some alcohol, it's like that 100% like kind of like, with alcohol, like judgment withdrawal, then 100% like ego, like death on shrooms. And you just look at yourself and you're just like, you just really like, I don't know. It's like even the deepest part of like your mind of like, where like your true core self comes through a little bit, shine and breaks through all the other, barriers.
Oh, it's definitely the deepest you ever go.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like I've been able to take that outside of
yeah,
100%.
But like the intensity of which
next level.
You look at it and in the mirror on shrooms and you're like, you don't, of course you don't need that to do that with yourself, but like
that's time.
It's just like, it's like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, and like you're like, you want like, if you're someone who has trouble being honest with yourself and you want some like real hardcore truth honesty to yourself, do some mushrooms and look in a goddamn mirror. And like you'll literally like you'll literally, and like that's the thing, you won't even feel bad about it. You'll be sitting there, you'll just be like, it's like, it's like, why do you like that's is what it is. Oh, that is wrong with me. Why am I like that?
But beside the psychedelic for sure, but like on top of the first thing there though is that you are thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because that's what most people don't do. I'm sure you didn't, but man, that video I sent you yesterday, bro, this is about 1 a.m., dude, and just like was really mind altering, bro. Like that really opened up my eyes on a lot of things. It's another time where like things that I've already preached, to other people,
Mm.
it's like I hear someone else with more intelligence than me say that same thing, and I'm like, yeah, like I know I'm crazy, and it feels good sometimes. It feels good, does, man. But that's what that video was really about, was like it's the same thing I was, explaining to you before. Like people don't know what makes them happy. So how could you ever be happy, bro? But you know what makes you unhappy. So what do you think you're gonna get every day? You only know what makes you unhappy, what makes you frustrated, like what your dopamine releases are. You actually don't really know like your pure happiness,
Mhm.
man.
Mhm.
So you're never gonna obtain that. And like that's what that video was really trying to convey. Like, man can have whatever he wants. If you truly believe nothing else but that, man can obtain anything he wants. You want to be a broke man? If you truly believe you're a broke man, you will be. If you want to be a rich man, you truly will be a rich man if you believe, if that's all you believe
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
that, and that's all you
Yeah.
chase,
Yeah.
and that's all you go after, you truly will be that. It doesn't mean that you're going to be happy. It don't mean that everything's figured out after you get there.
Yeah.
But you really are what you think about, man. So when you're not like you can get so many answers. Like for example, I did this with myself the other day, where I was sitting there processing and you know how much, videos I listened to and shit. And it got to the point where like I was kind of like beat, like mentally taking in just so much information, dude, like over the last like 3 weeks. And I got to the point where I was like, man, I feel like, I went to Van Gogh on them. I'm like, I kind of feel like Van Gogh here, like I'm driving myself mad, like in my way of like trying to obtain all of this knowledge. And then I'm sitting here, I'm talking it through with myself,
Mhm.
And that's why I think like people should be honest on social media, because it does help writing it down, even if it's in a social media box. Write it down and read it to yourself, man. Be honest,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm reading it, and I'm driving myself mad trying to learn everything, and I'm working through it, in my head as I'm talking about it. I'm like, well, why do you try to learn everything? I start getting into like that video, bro. You really should listen to it, bro, where it tells you like when you get to these things, like, yeah, contemplate that, but then think about what makes you like that from your childhood. Like what got you to that point, to make you think like that, and I was like, okay, well, I feel like I probably have some type of like self-conscious problem from being a child, of like always trying to impress others and make them think that I'm worthy by
Mhm.
knowing like everything,
Right.
and I'm sitting there, I'm getting to, I'm like, well, what's the problem here? Like, you like learning. Like, I love learning. And I do love pretty much learning about anything. Like, if it's not like pop culture or some shit like that, like
Yeah.
any type of skill, any type of information, I usually do love to learn it because I didn't know it. That's when I got into like this self-realization with like, okay, well, here we are, Mike. And that doesn't mean that you like it, right? You want to know it, but that doesn't mean you like it. Like at the end of the day, you want to know that masonry work. It doesn't mean you want to do masonry work,
Yeah.
right? So like the most effortless knowledge to take in is the knowledge you're interested in, bro.
Mhm.
It really is, And once you start realizing that, like, okay, well, it's the same thing on the opposite side of like the knowledge you're trying to push out, right? Is like once you start realizing what doesn't make you happy, then when that shit enters your life, you're pushing that out immediately. Okay, talking drama does not make me happy. So when that comes into my life, I want to turn that right around now. If I never have that, that sit down with myself and say, what makes you unhappy? How do I know to turn it around? Instead, I allow it to become part of me.
Mhm.
And then it has like this chance where it can change me for better or for good, whatever it is, right? It can change me now because I allowed it. And this all comes from me not knowing me. Like
Yeah.
that is so important. Like, I think everybody, man, if you're free, like, dude, when you get some free time, like, just go sit down with yourself. It's difficult. It really is difficult, man. And you got to just Like for me, I like the bath. Like that's personally, like I just really like that. I like when, like I feel like when my body's in water, I just have like my clearest thoughts. It's like running in water. That's just, I'm at my
Hmm.
clearest, man. So I like to go into the bath, man. You know, I turn the light off. Like I don't even want to hear the sound of the light. You know, like we don't want to hear like none of that sound. And we're not meditate, bro. Like I'm not gonna say, I don't even know how to meditate. I'll tell anybody that. But just think. Just think about yourself, your life, the choices you made, where you're at. Are you truly satisfied? And be honest.
Hmm.
And it's okay. You're right there and you're alone in that moment, and no one is going to know but you. But that's also who's going to know when your deathbed. That's the only person that's going to know is on your deathbed. Right there, man. Decide, question yourself. Okay, well, why do I do this? Every time, I link back up with this guy, we get locked up. Does that make me happy? Well, no, my family suffers. And every time I come out, I say I'm going to do better. There's the best way for me to solve this is to not even meet up with that guy. But I can't decide that in my head unless I process what keeps leading me to these problems that I'm having, People don't do it, bro. It's so weird. And I'm telling you, man, listen to that video, bro, because that's what it really talks about, bro. It's like, why don't people do it? It's because of this system that's been created, bro. Like you really do buy into what you think happiness is. I've preached it 1,000 times, but that video does a way better job of explaining it than I ever could. You go into it and you decide based off of, whether it's your role model, your best friend, whoever you look up to, whoever you love. Oh, this worked for them. And this didn't work for them. And you try to mold yourself into their form. No one can do that. LeBron James Jr. will never be LeBron. He can be better. He can be worse, but he will never be LeBron. It's got to be one or the other. We really got to start self-critiquing, man. Really get down to the deeper things. And you don't need other people to tell you these things, man. You just need to be honest with yourself.
And that's the thing, like, especially if you don't have, if you're a person who considers himself particularly alone in this world, you don't have family, you don't have role models, you don't have people close to you. You know what I'm saying? You have to do the dirty work
yourself.
And
yep. Beautiful.
One of the biggest proponents I've always talked about is like, what you see a lot of people, especially like, when you dig deep into like, people, talking mushroom forums and shit like that, where like, they sit here, and of course there's a huge spiritual aspect to doing mushrooms. I think it's very spiritual. I think it's very good for the psyche at times. But one thing that's pretty unpopular, and I've noticed that people don't like to hear, and I continue to say it, and I will continue to always say it, is that when you come down, there's still that dirty work to be done. There's still that commitment to be had to seeing through that thoughtful change that you thought about, because it's one thing just to think about it, but you also have to think of a way and a plan to enact that and apply it to real life and force real positive change in yourself. If you go in or you just go do some mushrooms, yeah, you start critiquing yourself, you start thinking this, that, and the third. But once you come down, you're still that same guy with the same habits, with the same problems. Like you have to go do the dirty work. You start it's way harder to think of yourself analytically and honest with yourself, once you come out of those shrooms, especially if you're a person who has trouble with that. Once you go in those shrooms open-minded, you feel that ego come down, you're more open to that self-change and that idea. But once you come down, you hit that come down, you go to sleep, you wake up, and you can't apply that same type of thinking process, or that thought process, to be self-analytical and self-aware. I mean, like you have to practice self-awareness. Like one thing I think about, me personally, is like I feel like a lot of times, when it comes to certain emotions, I feel like they can get the best of me. But you have to practice that self-awareness. Anger as an emotion, sadness as an emotion, is a reactive emotion. When you typically react to something that's happening to you, it's a reaction. You have to be mindful of that reactive emotion and be more proactive about it. Type of like with anger, it's like, okay, well, this particular thing annoys me. It's like, well, you have to understand that, like, yeah, this thing's going on, it may annoy you, but it's a reactive emotion. You're reacting, you're not being proactive.
Totally
you're being reactive to the
and
world.
You're always behind when you're like that, right?
Yeah,
when I'm reacting to what you do to me,
and that's what self-awareness is. Being aware of these onset emotions and kind of controlling them to your best ability in a healthy manner.
I think that's definitely 100% true. But like what you're saying right there, right, is like, yeah, that dirty work does got to be done, right? How do you know dirty work needs to be done, right? It's because you've accepted that there, right? So where if I'm this person that doesn't understand that dirty work, I can do your dirty work for you. All you got to do is tell me there's dirty work to be done, right? And then I go do it. But unless I do that beginning stage, right, of knowing me, knowing who I am, I don't even know what my dirty work is, right?
Exactly.
Yet alone can I accept it?
Yeah.
Because it might be something that isn't going to benefit you, right? Like you got to go admit, to someone you abused that, you did it and you're sorry, that's something that doesn't benefit you in the world. But yourself. And when you come to that grip with yourself, that's when okay, I have to go the ultimate honesty, whatever it is. And when you come out of that trip, it is when you feel your best and you feel like, wow, man, I'm going to do it. But just because you trip doesn't mean you really got to something, right? And it also don't mean that one time is enough. Like sometimes it takes multiple times to go through that. Because, one time you can go, I was tripping so hard, it was hard for me to control it. Hard for me to really even think about things I wanted to think about, Remember one time we were tripping at, that one house and we're like, wow, this is like the first time I could really talk on shrooms. It's like, why? I don't know. Maybe I'm an adult now, or I just I've done it enough times to where I understand what this is for and was able to convey my words better and shit. But until people can be true to their self, you could take all the, like what you're saying, like those people don't like that. Well, what are you going to do? You going to do shrooms all day, every day?
Exactly.
To keep that?
Exactly.
You can't do that, right? You got to be able to come back in here. You got to figure out yourself. And once you figure out yourself and you're happy with that, that's when you can stay true to yourself. And you come out there and someone offers what you said you weren't going to do and you turn that down.
Yeah.
That's when we go back. When I was saying a man that can't be bought, bro.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate compliment, man.
And see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't view all that as separate. To me, that's all the dirty work. You come down, you still have to apply that self-analysis. You have to apply that self-awareness. You have to apply that thinking and critiquing of yourself. You have to continue to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you do a shroom trip. What, you got 6 hours to think about it? Maybe 2 of peak time to really think. What you could do that? This is something that's practiced and something that eventually becomes second nature and natural once you kind of knock down those barriers. You know what I'm saying? The more, and that's the other thing. The more you build upon this, the more the confidence comes through, the more aware you become of yourself, and to touch on earlier, where you talking about the money and shit, there's a reason they say money can't buy happiness. Well, yeah, you may think it'll be easier to be sad in a Bugatti or a nice house, but really, is that really gonna help what you're going through? You're going through with some undealt trauma does a child. You're going through that one mental barrier in your head that you can't get over and you can never be honest with yourself about. That's not going to fix that. That's not going to fix, the house fixes your shelter problem in your life. Okay. You don't got to worry about rent. Well, now, okay. So you got more money. Now you have less things to worry about. You should be more open. Your mind should be more at work on other things when you don't have those stresses then. So why do you still feel sad? Well, you don't feel good about yourself. Doesn't matter what type of house you're in. Doesn't matter what type of car you're in. You just don't feel good about you because, like you said, you're not pursuing that thing that makes you happy.
When you were a kid, you liked minivans, but then you got older and told your friends you like minivans, and they were like, "Faggot, that's for moms." So then you liked Lambos.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you're in that Lambo crying.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you never liked Lambos,
You never.
Just the world like Lambos,
you never
bro.
went as a man and stepped on that ballerina dance floor because for some reason you thought it emasculated you.
But now think about this, right? I'm the government and I got you in this web, right? It's my job to sell you these dreams and these ideas. Yeah. It's literally my job to make you think that that's what you need.
That's what capitalism is.
And now you got 50 million people that buy into it, right? It's hard for that one guy to be like, you're all wrong.
Yeah.
It's hard,
bro. Yeah.
They've done a good job.
And they've continued to do a good job. I remember when the internet was like a lawless wasteland, and then the government comes in, and fucking regulates shit. Of course you gotta do things like this. There was some crazy shit happening on the internet back in the day. you gotta offer some type of regulation to like some type of landscape like that. But I mean, like, still, I mean, like, they're gonna, I mean, they're always behind, but eventually they catch up. And next thing you know, you got shit like like marijuana prohibition, and at one point they banned alcohol and shit like that. It's like they're always gonna be on top. They have propaganda campaigns going on and shit. Like I remember like after you sent me that Vietnam video, I went down like a fucking huge ass the rabbit hole, bro. I watched that whole documentary from that.
So did I.
Yeah,
Hour 16 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. I remember watching it. Man,
that was a good
that
one.
Shit was,
that was
great,
one.
bro. That shit was great. But man, was
especially
that shit
guy though, bro? Like that guy.
Yeah,
he told you that shit with a straight face, boy.
I remember like the
right
part.
When they asked him.
Man, that one part, and like he's just sitting there, just like it's just a little bit more, just like
a little to the we were all. He's like, oh, we already were going past the line. I just wanted a little bit farther. It wasn't that hard.
Man, when he sat there,
all talk about killing them kids and shit, bro. And there's like, it was nothing. When just another dead body.
That one guy made a stop point where he was like, he's like, it's no coincidence that the culmination of television news and worldwide coverage and the Vietnam War happened at the same time. And I'm just like, whoa, like that's crazy, like I mean, this was the first time where like they had like war press, where they had CBS News guy following a Vietnam squadron and shit, and then beaming that back home to everybody. He's like, there's no coincidence that this goes on at the same time. I'm just like I mean, like that really probably opened up some eyes to the fucking world and like how militaries operate all around. You know what I'm saying? Especially with some of the shit, for one, that the Vietnamese were doing, and two, what the American soldiers were doing as far as like wars and just like able to keep shit on the wraps. Like, I mean, I'm sure the same thing goes on because you don't know what happens out there, man. You don't know what happens in those obscure villages in the middle of Afghanistan where ISIS is, and they don't let people have TV or shit. It's like, what I mean, like somehow news gets out of beheadings. It's just like it's crazy how like word of mouth still plays a role in like global news. Like that one guy escapes that village and they're just like beheadings everywhere. Next thing you know, it's all across the fucking world. What's going on in like this backyard in Afghanistan? It's crazy, man. But press has evolved as well. They got a really good thing going on with themselves, man. The press game. I mean, they control pretty much people's feelings and like they pretty much control like civil order like on their fingertips at times, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but just that guy, I mean, just willing to really talk about the death and depth like that, where they're like, how many bottles you got? 36. How'd you know? Took their ear. It's like, what? He's like, yeah, customs took them away from me. I tried to bring them back. And then he's like, I want to go back over there, not like they go nowadays. I want to go back over there to kill.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man, this guy, you could tell he had a low IQ. And he had just been warped, bro. Like, that's what he was.
He went to the war at 18. Started out of high school, and then he was someone who was pretty much broken already because like he was like, yeah, my parents pretty much loved my brother more than me, just all this other shit is like I always wanted to outdo him because they were always giving him praise and whatnot. And so when he went to the war, I feel like I definitely had to go, to prove something, and I guess. I mean, from there, he said he met that soldier,
a tunnel rat and shit.
Yeah, he met that sergeant. He was like, "You stick with me, you're gonna live. You follow me," and I did, and I'm home. Yeah, and he's just like, "I'm like, well, I'm sure the raping didn't help you get home, but okay,
And that dude raped.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird.
Isn't that what he wasn't clear about? Like, they were like, "You ever crossed the line?" He's like, "Yeah, I told myself I wouldn't cross the line. I told myself I wouldn't, but I did." And I'm like, "What's that line?" They never define that line. Of course, he killed people. That's what I was pretty sure he was talking
just
about.
Just like the other guys on there, like, yeah, they used to. I seen them undressing the woman, and I thought they were fitting to rape her. They put the thing on her. Dude, they raped her, dude. They raped her, and he was there, and he was probably gonna participate in it. I feel like if I'm gonna walk away, bro, I'm gonna start shooting y'all before I walk away. If it's to that point, what the fuck do I got to lose, bro? We're in the middle of a fucking village, like in the woods, like. I'll kill you motherfuckers before I just walk away and allow something I don't believe in.
Yeah, man.
I'm already killing motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. I'll go 8-1 on this motherfucker and blow my own head off afterwards. Like, we're not raping, But I'm not saying that that's how it works. I'm just saying, like, if that's what you are, buddy, stop telling me this. It's so sick, bro. It's how my mind works all the time. Like, Kate tells me all the time that you don't believe nothing. I'm like, I really don't. I'm always skeptical. Thinking, when someone tells me something, I'm always thinking, why would you tell me that? I'm always thinking that. And if I can't think of a reason, I'm thinking of something psychological.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's the game we play, bro. People that play themselves up or pretend to be this particular individual, but really going inside their head, or really what you didn't know was that he raped a couple people. You don't even fucking know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only have what to go off of what he's actually telling you and the things that he thinks it's okay to tell you, but really it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta analyze these people, bro. People lie all day. People are liars.
I feel like people lie a lot, bro.
People lie a whole fucking lot,
Even
bro.
your friends, man.
They lie a shit ton, bro. People
Friends,
lie.
your family.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Yeah. It's just.
I was thinking about the other day, like, do I tell a lie every day?
There's things called white lies, and we're like, they're not that bad. Those lies aren't that bad. Those are good lies. White lies are good. The food's delicious. It's like, no, man. Like, why do we create like this like cultural society of like, like politeness to the point?
Lie, right? It's like, you made me a dish that you eat, right?
Yeah.
And I eat it and I don't like it.
Yeah.
How was it? I didn't like it. It was not that it was good. It's not that it was bad. You like that dish. That's a dish you like. I'm not gonna say it's disgusting.
Yeah.
That'd be my palate.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to grow into that.
Yeah. Like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't like it.
Like, you didn't have.
I'm not being disrespectful. Just personally, you made it for me. You love it. I didn't like it. Like, you want me to lie to you? We're gonna tell you that white lie.
That's okay. And that's the thing. That's okay.
Instead, you're gonna make.
That's fine.
Like I told you about my one person I'm talking about, the macaroni and cheese. And it's like, I'm sitting there. I'm like, now I'm telling a white lie by not saying something because I know the truth. Yeah. But if I told Kay that, she'd be like, you always think somebody's lying. It's like, I don't understand. It's like I'm there. Because once you come to this truth with yourself, I feel like you can predict it in other people. Like, oh, I was like that. And you did this to cover that. Yeah. You did this because of that. Like, oh, I used to do that too. Or I do that. Both. Like,
I think it's all in the sake of like, getting better, learning things. It's like, oh, dog, this was a little too salty, man. You're like, oh, you think so? Yeah. I will draw back the salt a little bit next time. It's like,
yeah.
Like, you become a better cook. Just like for, I mean, just anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we play the game, it's like, dude, what are we doing over there? It's like, I don't know, man. You gotta stick together. It still may not happen, but it's like you gotta try. You know what I'm saying? You gotta try.
The game's been so funny lately, man. We've been having a lot of fun. Yeah. But it was just so funny the other day when we won, and you were like good communication, and like we just won, so against everybody. So I'm just sitting there thinking like, between us, like between me and you, like that's the only people that say something, dude. No matter who we're playing with, bro. Yeah. Nobody says nothing, dude.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. Like, I hear you. I'll scream. I'll yell shit out too. It's like, he's going right. Like
if there's a guy here, like if I'm down and there's like a guy right in front of me, like, why would I just not say nothing? I feel like I should be like, bro, he's right here. Like, you're probably not going to get here in time for a guy right in front of me.
Exactly,
yeah.
You're trying
to. Like, I think about, like, when Brian goes down or Reek goes down, it's like, you don't even hear the help, like, that's not your reaction to me.
You hear like, oh, shit.
Hey, right here.
Oh, shit. I got a guy in front of me. You hear me all the time, bro. I got a guy in front of me.
I don't even hear it. Like, I swear, like, all that Rodney. Tyler said something. I'll give Tyler. Tyler usually talks. But like Brian,
I mean, like you see, like I started talking to him, like Brian's over there by himself. It's like, Brian's shooting right now.
I said the other day,
what's going on?
Yeah, you tell me what Brian's doing, bro. That's literally how it was. I'm like, you got to. You're like, Brian's got 4 guys on him.
I'm trying to help this thing going on. Like, trying to play my part.
He goes in and don't say nothing. Like he wants to just be like, got him at the end. Right?
Yeah. I mean, we have been having hell of fun. I tell you what, I was geeking the other day was fucking Santos, bro. Like this past weekend, I was geeking him so hard, bro. I just love. He's just like, I'm tired. Psych. He just screams.
It's like one more. No, no.
No,
I'm getting off. No,
please.
No.
He just goes upstairs. You hear Brian talk to him. You can hear him go downstairs to talk to his mom. It's like, it was just so weird. But it was hilarious, man. I'm just in there smoking, just geeking, having a good time on the game.
Yeah, we've been having some great games, man. All the games we've been fun with that. With that team, we've been having fun.
Yeah, really been pushing numbers, bro. Man.
Yeah, like, bro, man, you like our game popped out of nowhere.
Yeah,
I was thinking about the other day. I'm like, I don't know what happened, bro, but like next time I know, me and Steve,
bro,
like,
when you're having fun, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I feel like sharper. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you feel good about playing the game.
You're absolutely right, bro.
You're excited.
I feel like me and you've been on like that 8+, bro.
Yeah,
like
consistently, bro. Like every game, like, pretty much.
Right now, I'm always above 5 now, dude. Like 5, I feel like I'm getting on average, like easy, man.
That's the thing, like, it's funny because like I just think about it, I'm just like, it's like, huh, what good things could like, like does like Warzone like work your brain? I'm like, yeah, it works your brain, bro. Like, you think of strategy? Does it be like, where's he? Like, I don't know about you, but I'm looking at the map at all times, seeing where people are at, and just seeing where I can move to try and make an advantage point, and just try and get like a flank or some shit. See where everyone's located, and just like, just like the amount of like quick thinking you do, where you just like,
I don't know what you do. I don't know about
coming.
you.
I'm coming.
Bro, I mean, we're being right in the middle of a street, bro. I'm looking at that map. I'm calling 5 things out to you guys, bro. I'm going to go left right here where we're just going outside of the circle. We're going to go right here. Then I have to cross that quarry. I better just get in a car and cross that quarry right now. Like, I swear, bro. Like, I really think the route you take is like 90% of that, of winning that game, bro.
Yeah,
And it's like when you sit there and make them dumb decisions, like you got to see. I'm not trying to contemplate everything in the game, but it's like just about seeing anything through. Of like not just the next move. That's how someone's always going to beat you like that. Bro. They're always going to be a move ahead of you.
You didn't end up in a bad position. You took a bad route.
Exactly.
It's like you took a terrible route. Now you're in the middle of this field.
Oh, they came from everywhere. You pulled up in a hospital in a Jeep, or some shit like that. It's like, yeah, I bet they were up high. It's just so funny sometimes. But I think the video games definitely helps your mental capacity, especially games like Call of Duty, bro.
It just like you just gotta love how quick. And how fast shit happens.
Gotta be better for you than TV.
Like shit delves into chaos so quickly. And it's just like so much fun just dealing with it.
Yeah,
like,
you just never know when it's coming.
People shout, it's like you're just going
crazy. Get over
here! Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit is alert out.
I remember like we're at Booyah. You get down there in front of me. I just have a gun, like a pistol and a throwing knife. And like, Steve, I'm gonna shoot him, do something. I was like, what do you want me to do? I was like, what do you want me to do? He's like, he's coming for me. Get over here. Get him. I just come running out and like chuck my throwing knife at him and like miss. I just like shoot some shots and die.
I was long gone.
Yeah,
but the one time was so funny because like one day, I think that night, like I forgot, I don't know if that was yesterday or the other night, but like I called like 3 times in a row. I did them screams out for you. I only call for you.
Yeah,
I know no one else is gonna get there. I'm just hoping that like you're close enough to put shots on for me to crawl out.
Yeah.
You know,
and normally I will. But try.
The other day, I think we ran into like a building or something, and like the guy dropped me, I marked him, and like he's right around. You're like, where's he at? I'm like, live fucking pig,
right in front of me. I don't know what else to say. Right in front of me.
Yeah, like I don't even know how else to say it. Right here. It's literally right here. It's just so funny, man. I love that game. That's a great game for sure.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I forgot what I was gonna say, man, but it was just like.
But that's how I understand. Sometimes I'm playing with guys that are like, "Where's the buy?" I'm like, dude. You got the mini map. Press select to see the big map. Like RB's the zoom in. This should all be zing, 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 zing type of thing. Like, bro, I'm never like sitting somewhere looking at my map ever. I'm usually like running through shit. You know, I'm grabbing shit, bro. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Running through ammo when I'm at my map.
And if we run into a team, I'll try and put myself in the best position. It's like
always. That's what I was. Like, I tried to tell Saul
so
about
hard,
that
man.
before. Like. People get lazy, bro, but you got to think like anybody can be anywhere, and even we do. But like, bro, you're running through a wide open area, like you need to try and
angles.
But bro, something so simple as hugging a wall when you run. Like we're coming down the street, don't run in the middle of the street. Stay by a wall, bro.
Yeah.
And it's still not the best spot, but like if something happens, you can to a door. Yeah. You can run across and take an angle. Like if you're in the middle of the street, now you're just running. You got to put your back to them. I just like be ready for those type of things, but you can't really tell certain people to be ready for those kind of things. It's like, it's a game.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll be good at the game.
I mean, like, it's not really. I remember it was that Saturday night. I remember I had such a rough night in the game because I'm like, we're dropping in. I'm not getting a gun. Like it was like 3 times in a row. Like I don't get a gun. We run this little spot, and then we got moved. I'm just like, I don't got a fucking gun. There's people across the way. I don't got a gun. It happened like 3 times. I'm just sitting. I'm just like, this is not a fun game right now for me. It's just like I had 3 matches in a row, and I died in a pistol fight with an AR. Like that I guess sucks. The AR. It's just like I don't know what the fuck to do right now. It's like
sometimes you get locked into that pistol for too long too, man. Like I'll see guns sometimes, but because we just landed, like I'm just busting with my pistol.
When I play the game.
I get a kill, then I go chase it,
Yeah, I want to play the game. It's not playing the game here. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I was still geeking with it, but I remember I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm just like, this is not fun at all right now. It's like I'm just geeking because I'm like, we're playing. I'm just like, this is not a good time. I gotta find a fucking gun. I'm gonna get me geeking because they're like, why you jump so early? I'm trying to get there early. It's like, well, you're never there early. I'm like, this is true. this is true with my pistol. and then I landed, and I'm just like, oh, I land, where's the gun? No, I landed, I'm like, where's the gun now? It's like, that was like the third match. I'm like, okay, where's the guns?
I want to get there. I want to get there early. So I jumped early. I get what you were saying because I didn't think about it for a second. I'm like, oh, like you would have been like the end of your drop. Yeah. But like if I jump from here, I'm already there and I'm going straight down. You can't beat me.
And you're just getting here. and where's the gun?
Like assembly.
Yeah, this is true, Mike.
You shouldn't do that.
I
watched the meters, man.
I was just getting because I'm just like, I took a pause. I'm just like, you are right. You're right about that.
I think if it hits down to like, it's counting down, it hits 670, then 671, 672, I jump. Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. I hit that last meter every time, man.
I always hit like 800. I don't know why. I don't know why at all. Because I try to like just be at the end of the drop, and then like the parachute, when you hit the parachute, when you get that close to the ground for the first time, and it carries you, like I want to try and calculate that the best I can, just to go straight down, parachute, then I'm at the spot. Cool. But like,
okay, I got you. I got more of a double cut thing going on. So I just dropped straight down, but then I cut my parachute, and then like I pull up, after you play so many times, you just pull that bitch last minute again. Yeah. Land on the ground. So I'm down there pretty fast, I like to think.
Yeah. I'm usually there pretty, sometimes they're reverse, but whatever.
But I'll tell you, don't worry about it, bud.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
I'll tell you what was
I do my thing.
I'll tell you what's been crazy, man, is all these fucking shootings.
Around Baltimore?
Just period in America, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, when you really calculate
that is true, yeah.
When you calculate how many shootings have been in the last 3 weeks, dude, starting with that Asian one.
Yeah.
Like, think about from that Asian one to here, bro. I can name like 3 big ones, right? It's like that. There was that one. There's the other one where they attacked like that government building. Yeah. And they killed one person.
Yeah.
And then you just got the cop that killed that black kid.
Yeah.
The one black teen.
Yep.
That said you're going for a taser. What do you think about that video?
I saw the video, bro. I mean, like, I think the video corroborates what she says, that she accidentally shot him. I think you see some real, like, taser. I just fucking shot him, like, you really do see that. Is that just good acting? I don't fucking know. Is it bad audio? I don't know. But regardless, that doesn't mean you're off scot-free. You know what I'm saying? Because you accidentally grabbed the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know what else to say. Like, of all things, you grab your gun, you shoot him, even if it was an accident, you really did confuse your taser. Doesn't mean you got scot free. Dude died. People are always like, well, he tried to run. Well, if she stuck with the story that she tried to run, and then she discharged her pistol.
You didn't see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. But if she was saying, like, if this is what happened, like, okay, he tried to run, then he discharged his pistol. I think you have maybe a stronger defense for yourself than you accidentally shooting this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying?
No, I was thinking the same thing. Like I was gonna say that. I was like, I think she probably would have been better off saying she didn't reach for the taser. That's why I know it's not acting, because that kind of makes it look worse, bro. That's like, okay, now you're negligent. Now they can argue that.
Yeah.
For me, at first, I looked at the video. I was like, man, bro, like. You hate to tell anybody you shouldn't have ran because, bro, like, dude, I know how that feels when that motherfuckers go on that power trip, dude. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, who the fuck do you think that you are? I could smash your fucking head in right now. That was 2 women. And that dude probably could have knocked both of them out, to be honest with you. And, but I'm always like, man, as a white person, I'm thinking, I'm not trying to create no chaos with these motherfuckers, bro. You do not want a chaotic situation. That's why I like the way that army guy handled it, where it's like, bro, I'm not hitting my seatbelt. I'm not opening the door. I'm not doing nothing. Like, you want to do something, you got to do it, because you can say whatever once I move, you know? I thought that guy handled it perfectly. We're like, and it sucks that it has to be like that, because 15 minutes of being like, I ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Like, that sucked for him. But that's how I feel like I would be, man. If like they told me and pulled guns on me, or like we're acting aggressive, bro, I'm just like, whatever y'all got to do, you do it, because I don't want to move. When you create like that chaotic situation, bro, racist, whatever, man, racism, cops, right, wrong, chaos is chaos, and when pandemonium sets in, it doesn't matter if she grabs the right gun, the wrong gun. Like, it's pandemonium. At that point, anyone can make a mistake in pandemonium. Like, that's bad, period. You don't want to create pandemonium.
Yeah.
I was at that point with it, and then I learned that, it was 2 misdemeanors that they were locking him up for. So then when you think about that, you're like, okay, well, it's a misdemeanor, so it's not anything violent, right? Or else it would be like, or is it assault? I guess because felony assault. Not exactly sure how it works.
Yeah.
But unless you have something violent, that's the way I say, like, okay, well, if it's just a misdemeanor charge, even if it's a felony, if it's something that's non-violent, I feel like you have to let him get in that car and pull off. That's what I think. And then, you have his plates. He's going down. He's definitely going down no matter what. But if you don't have a understanding that he's already committed violent acts and he is a violent person, I don't think you have the right to pull that gun, and shoot at this man. It's 2 misdemeanors. If he wants to run and get himself into deeper shit and go on like the run for misdemeanors, I think that's a bad call. No, really, he could have just been, flustered, man. But I don't know what he was thinking there. But for me, I'd probably just take my misdemeanors, man, no matter what they are, because how much can a misdemeanor be, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is, And they are at that point, like they're already got you locked up and shit. They already got your plates. They already ran your plates. They know the car you're in. They know where you live at. Like, they can come get you, and you got all these stacked charges on there. But above all, it creates that chaos where anything can happen.
Mistakes, whatever.
Unfortunately, he should have been allowed to get away. It sounds weird, but he should have been allowed to get away. And even the taser, I feel like, shouldn't have been deployed. I feel like at that point, like, he decides to go on this violence and he gets in that car and he decides to drive away, you let him. Like, nothing deploys, nothing. You get back in the vehicle. Hey, we got a fleeing vehicle. You call your people and it's a chase from there. And that's even when I might call off, if it gets too crazy. I would just say, let him get away. Like, I've got everything I need to get this guy again. What's he going to go to Mexico for these misdemeanors?
Yeah.
So I don't understand that. I think that it was, a mistake. And I'm not going to say an honest mistake, because nothing in, death can be honest, in my opinion. It was a mistake that was made, but regardless, I don't think nothing should have been deployed. And for that, she probably will have to serve some type of jail time. However, all of us, like, I'm not even trying to make it about race, because that's the way they always try and flip it. Period, bro. Those cops are on some shit right now. So I don't care if you're Asian, white, black, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know the story. I don't care what you are, bro. They're going to go on that power trip, and they got you where they want you. And it is what it is. I hate to say it. I hate, me of all people. Like, I do not want to say that. It is what it is. When it comes to, there's nothing you could possibly give me that would, would ever want me to create, whatever no pay, charge you could give me, or, fine you could give me, that would make me want to create that chaos where I know now you decide how you want to react.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we've seen times even when a motherfucker didn't do shit and got shot. Remember the motherfucker with the special needs person?
Yeah.
He's laying on the ground, hands out.
He got shot.
Shoots him. Some motherfucker in the back that planted the pistol. Shoots him in the fucking back, man.
What was it? Philip Castillo was his name?
Philip Castillo, with the gun. Shoots him right there and tells him he's
doing everything right. It's like,
yep. So you see, it can even happen when everything's perfect. So at that point, man, them motherfuckers approach me like, I'm just going to go hands up, And what sucks is, bro, I had a situation where, like, dude, like, this motherfucker was on some fucked up shit. Now, was I in the wrong? I guess you could always argue about a law, right?
Yeah.
But I'm literally, this is when I was working at my old job, and when I didn't have a stand for my phone, so I would sit it like, where your miles per hour is at and shit right there, my GPS. And we pull up on it's up by like York Road. We pull up at a red light, and my GPS like asked me a question of like, save 4 minutes. So I went on there and I was like looking at what it told me to do and shit. And then I was like, yeah, do that. And I've sat it up there, bro. As I go green, next thing I know, this guy pulls me over, bro. He's like, I was looking at your mirrors. I was looking at your truck mirrors, and I seen that you kept looking down. And he's like, and I had my other phone, my normal phone, plugged into the middle, And he's like, you were looking down and playing with that phone, which weren't you? And bro, right away, I could tell this guy, like, he was a white guy, bro. I could tell right away, like, he was one of those guys, bro.
You're going to take it regardless.
Dude, it did. All I could do was make it worse. All I could do was, I wanted to be so smart. Like, I had so many questions. I'm like, bro, like, first of all, how can you even tell what I'm doing in my fucking mirror? Unless you can see the phone, how can you sit there and say I was looking at a phone? I could have been looking at anything. Like, that's just you saying that. Not to mention, bro, I'm on my fucking work phone doing my GPS in my work truck, like at a red light, and literally sitting at a red light, bro. You don't got somebody else that you could ticket for that? Like, you're gonna sit here and like chase me down over this, and I'm telling you what happened, bro. I didn't say a single thing. I didn't fight it or nothing. I was just like, yeah. That's all I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. He came back with a fucking fine for using my phone, bro, and I just paid the fine, and it still gets me mad to this day, bro.
Yeah.
Even like when I just got that speeding ticket, bro, that I was telling you about, like.
Red light camera, or was that someone pulled you
No, it
over?
was a guy, with the radar on the side, bro. And like, I was heading towards Kay's work, and like, I was like, not so late, but like, I was late, bro. I was supposed to be like 7 minutes, and I'm like 5 minutes away. So I'm like 15 minutes late. And I'm coming around like the bend up by like exit like 74 or something. And when I came around that bend, I 100% did accelerate. Like, I was in the wrong with this one. I have no argument about it. I accelerated up to like 95 miles an hour as I was coming around that bend, because it was like just me in that left end. I was just getting it, trying to get there in time, just, straight ahead, nobody around me, not transferring lanes or nothing. I came around that bend, and like, as you come around the bend, the cops sitting probably like 200 yards down the highway. And like, as soon as I see him, everybody's like, you hit that, bam, and I'm down to 70 right away, like, with still 150 plus yards to go. I come by him, he pulls out. I'm like, fuck. Like, I knew that I'd hit 100,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
He's like, clocked you at 100. And I'm sitting there in my head, I'm like, how did you clock me at 100, bro? Because I came around a corner. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the highway goes like this, and then you bend around this way, and then he's sitting up here. So I'd already, as soon as I came around that corner, like, all the way down here can see him. So at this point, I'm like, you're like literally like 200 yards away. I wanted to get in, like, look on my phone to see how far could that radar
actually
get an accurate number. And then I was thinking about like going out there from where I was, hit that bend to where he was at, and calculating the distance, bro. And being like, this is 6 times what they say, because there's no way a radar could calculate that, bro.
I have no idea.
Not to mention, who goes 100, right?
Yeah.
It's always 102s, 98. Like,
Yeah.
the clock someone at 100.
Nice square 100.
Which I was going 100. Like, I'm not, like, at the end of the day, God served me upright. Like, that's how I looked at it. I paid God's fine.
Chill out. Yeah,
it was chill out.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah.
It was like, that was not worth it. And when I did it, I was like, get it. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it was. And
Yeah.
I got it, and I got what I deserved, is what I got.
That's the
And
one.
I'm not mad about that. But I'm just saying, with that guy, I wanted to be like, there's no way, bro. Like, let's go.
Argue with him, man.
Show me right now. Take us back to the spot and show me you can clock a car from around that, basically on that bend, at fucking, an accurate distance and an accurate speed. Like, show me that, I went to fight the time. Instead, I was just like, this guy seemed like a nice guy too, but I was just like, I know I was in the wrong, even though I don't think you can prove it. I'm just going to accept what it is, bro. Just like with the phone. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything to create chaos right now on the side of this road, so you can decide if I live or die right now. Like, I'm just not doing it. And I advise everyone does that. And they're going to go on their power trip, and they're going to do some fucked up shit. Usually you get a check at the end if things go right nowadays, They fuck you up a little bit. So embrace it,
Yeah, don't die.
Don't die, right? Don't die. Like, whatever it is, keep your hands up. I say let them do everything, bro. If they want you to get out the car, like, let them open the door, and shit. They got their guns drawn and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I have not had experience with, like, pretty much like any police. Pretty much like my entire lifetime. Like, even hang out with you guys, like I've talked to them. I've never been like arrested or asked questions. I remember like the one time we were younger, we did get sit down by the playground. Told me to go home because I lived right there. Just told me to get the fuck out of there. So it is what it is. Haven't been pulled over. Like, I haven't been pulled. Like, it's just, I mean, knock on wood, whatever. But yeah, my experience with the cops is so limited. So I was like, I feel weird just being like, yeah, let them do it, let them do whatever. And then it's like, well, Steve, you've never been with a cop in your fucking face, like, about to punch you or some shit, or like, just being evil, just like,
sucks, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure it sucks, but it's like, don't give them a reason to take a little further. I mean, like, they can always then stretch that dick a little harder.
Bro,
they can flex that muscle a little bit harder, just be like,
dude.
All right, step out the car, and it's just like, oh.
When I was a kid, bro, like, I had a situation like that when I was a kid, man. I was fucking with the Smith boys, and I'm going around with this big old metal pipe, and I'm banging stop signs and shit. And a cop pulls up, and I'm being stupid, trying to make this quick. I'm being stupid, and like, he comes up, I'm acting hard and shit. I was like, I spit on the ground and shit like that, like, yeah, what? Like, and he's like, what are you doing with this pipe? I'm like, I'm just going around hitting stuff. Like, he's like, well, what if I get a report that a window got busted out around here? Who should I go to? I was like, whoever did it, being smart, and I started to like walk away. And I spit on the ground again, and he's like, "You think you're fucking smart?" And just snapped, bro, and got out his car and came over and fucking yanked me up like this, man. Grabbed a pole, threw it in the passenger, and threw me in the back seat. He's like, "Where you live at?" I just watched like Mystic River, and bro, I was listening to shit. I'm like, I don't even know this guy's a cop, I don't know. That's how my mind has always worked, bro. Always like I just always assume that like reality ain't even real, until I prove otherwise.
This ain't real cop.
Yeah, I'm always like, I don't even know. Like he's asking me these questions. I'm still being smart because I'm like, I don't even know there's a cop. I want to tell him my address and shit like that. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, well, if you don't know, I'm taking you to jail. So I'm like, well, I knew my parents weren't home, but my mom wasn't home. I mean, my mom's at the hospital right now at Bayview. You can just drop me off at her. So the whole time we're driving, he's asking me questions, and I'm like, no. And it got to a point where I was just ignoring him or saying something rude, bro. And we're driving past that school in ODH, and we got picked up right by your house, actually. And we were going behind Dunkin' Donuts, and I had said something like super rude. I forget what it was. Not rude, but just like snarky, And he was like, what do you want me to grow up? And I'm just like, nothing, some shit like that or whatever. And dude pulls into behind that Dunkin' Donuts, bro. And Avenue, bro, opens up that back door, and starts whooping my ass, bro. All body shots. He held me by my throat. I'm in handcuffs.
What the
I can't do
fuck?
nothing. My hands are by my back. I'm like 8, 9. No, I'm like 10, 11, 12 years old, probably. I'm a little bit older, yeah. And I'm in the back of there, and he's fucking holding me with one hand, bro, and he's punching me in my ribs with the other, bro, on my hip bone and everything. Just like, Maka, you think you're fucking hard. You think you're grown and shit. Lands like 6, 7 shots on me, bro, choking me and shit, and gets back in the driver's seat, and he starts driving back up there, and he's like, you say a fucking thing to your mother and I'll do it 10 times worse, or like some shit like that. Like I'll double it or some shit. And we went up there, met up with my mom, bro. I didn't say a fucking thing to my mom, bro. Still to this day, my mom don't know about that. Because I was so afraid of like him doing more. You know what I mean?
What the fuck,
like,
man?
But like he could have did more. What if I've been snarky again and was like, I'm telling my mom. Like, well, right now he's got all the power. Why would I say something like that? You know what I mean? Then why would I say it to my mom with this cop in front of me? And at this point, it's like, I know my mom don't care when a boyfriend's hit me. She ain't gonna care, like, either. At this point, he ain't even hear no more. Like, the story's over. That he just got
just turn around and be like, what'd you do, Mike? What'd you do?
Literally, bro, dude. And I was being rude and shit, but like, that was like next level shit, bro, that I had never experienced before with a cop. Like, that was some weird shit, bro.
What would you say you learned from that, if anything?
Wrong. Like that's bro. After that day, you remember, like, dude, remember when the cops pull up at them steps and I'm just gone, bro. Like that's when I learned. Dude. I don't even talk to them. It's never went good for me, bro. I've never talked to a cop and had a solution solved. I've never talked to a cop and felt better afterwards, felt safe afterwards. Nothing, bro. They've been to my house over fucking 50 times in my life, bro. They never solved a problem for us. They never arrested who we want arrested. They never pressed charges that we want to press. They never stayed around. They never investigated, even with my vehicles and shit. I've never, literally, when I'm not lying or exaggerating, I've had over 50 encounters with cops where I've literally never had like a good encounter. Not to say they all were dicks and mean to me, but like no cop ever did shit for me. Came there and never did a fucking thing, bro. And I can name multiple bad moments like that. That's the worst one. But like we've had plenty of moments where like they've done shit. One time me and the Smith boys were cutting through the one on Eastern Avenue right by their house to take a shortcut to Greektown, bro. And this little fucking bald fucking thing, the thing, that's forward looking motherfucker, bro. Short as shit, bald white guy comes running up like a tank from the side of us, bro. There's 3 of us, grabs us all up and pins us up against the fence. He's like, you don't fucking trespass through here. You go the fuck around when you walk through here. And we're just like, what the fuck? Like crazy shit like that, bro. I've had that happen all my life like that, dude.
Yeah. Actually, see, like that's the thing with me is like, like for the most part, like everyone would run and I would just like kind of just like chill there and keep walking. They would just be like, any of those guys? Is like, nah. No.
Everybody with drugs ran.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, get out of here. And you're just like, just run off real quick.
Well, that's what you learn in
like,
situations, man.
It worked out.
I told you about the one time where the guy was like, hey, if somebody just admits what's in here, and just mans up to it, I'll let you guys go. I was like, it was mine. He was like, all right, all 3 of you are going to jail for a stew tent, bro. 0.3 maybe.
Yeah. I remember you guys talking about that. Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
I remember you guys telling me.
I've never had a good moment, bro.
I mean, I never had a good moment either. I mean, I had way less encounters with cops, but I mean, like, I never had one like you did. That's some real fucked up shit. You know? But,
Yeah,
I mean, like
bro.
for the most part, I mean, I remember when I was younger, there was this one cop in our neighborhood. He would always come by. My family knew him really well. It was this one black guy. He was just super nice. He'd bring us like brownies and shit. And it was just a cool cop. He just knew my family. He was like a family friend. It's bad.
Yeah, that sounds
Uh,
good.
Other than that, I mean, like I was also never like like a big troublemaker. Like I didn't really do much. I remember even when I was with like Brian and them, like for the most part, I just wasn't that guy who ran, and they never even fucked with me. They would just go after everyone else who ran. I'd just be like, all right, cool. just walk off. I'll get out of this place we're trespassing,
Obviously,
sir.
I don't got nothing.
We'll get out of this place we're trespassing, sir. It's cool. I remember the one day we got pulled over to that playground when we were younger. I remember I had the weed and all the alcohol in my book bag.
I was just telling you about that story.
Yeah, and I remember like they sit us all
like
down.
an ounce, bro.
Brian Smith had the little scooter, and I remember like they're like, all right, where's everyone live? Everyone's telling them that come to me. They're just like, all right, go home. And I go inside. I'm just like, oh my god, the alcohol and weed. So I guess we're good on that front. Just like I'm straight. Everyone else should be good. I don't think anyone else has shit on them.
Right.
So then we just linked up later. Anyway. So
yeah, that was a funny little situation. Just because we're at the park, pretty much that deep.
I remember like we left out the park. They were coming one way. We wanted to go the other way. Another cop pulled up. I remember we're all sitting there. We're just like, damn, they got us. The one way we were going.
I do remember they pulled in.
Yeah.
And the other one was on the other side. Yeah. We had nowhere to go.
Yeah. And this is when they had the big fence and you had to go through the little gateway.
We had drugs so bad.
Yeah, exactly. They had a little gateway. I remember one pulled down the driveway. One pulled down the driveway. One pulled up the street. When that driveway was behind the school to go back to school. Yeah. And then there was one down Rapola, and it was just like, damn, they got us.
We had another tense situation before, man, up at Top Field. Like, there was like 11 of us, bro. And like everybody had just upped. Like, we had like so much weed up there, bro. Probably like a pound in total, dude. And everybody had a little bit, but like Turtle had hell of it because everybody was giving to him to weigh up. He's the only one with a scale. So he was weighing it up like slowly, because, it's so many different people at nighttime.
Top field.
Top field.
Houses right there.
While we're rolling up and shit.
Houses right here.
And there's like 11 people here, bro. And like right away, bro, we just see the flashlight like that. And we looked over. And I remember me and Turtle, we looked at each other. We're like, bro, knock them out. Literally, that's what we were saying. We're like, yo, just knock them out. Like, we're done. You know what I mean? And at this point, like everybody's putting their shit away. And there was still like 3 ounces out. Plus the scale, and the guy's coming up, and Turtle literally scoots it underneath his ass, bro, sits on it all. And the guy comes up and like going at each one of us eyes. He's like, what are you doing? Question us. And so we're like, we're just hanging out, we're gonna leave, blah, blah, blah. And he ended up fucking leaving. And I always thought about, man, Turtle probably would have popped that guy, bro, if he told him to like stand up, bro. I think Turtle would have assaulted that officer, bro.
There's been some shit from there.
Like, dude, I would have ran. I'm telling you,
yeah, don't worry about Turtle right there. Yeah, I'm gone.
But I felt bad because like everybody was giving Turtle the shit, though. Like I'm real blunt. Weigh this up, make sure this is right. That should be 5. Yeah,
and it's like I'm sure I don't think anyone else heard. Did all of them hear the conversation
about it? Before,
everyone,
bro. Me, Dave L, Jeff, everybody was saying it, bro. Like we knew we were in trouble, dude.
Jesus
and it
Christ,
was one
man.
guy with a flashlight. We're like,
y'all bro, knock the motherfucker out.
We're like, bro, knock him out. Like literally, that's what we're saying. It's like it would have had to be Turtle, if anybody, So I feel like it would have been Turtle, the oldest one with knockout chance. Dave L was gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's like Turtle. We would knock his ass out.
I'm gonna follow up. Maybe I did.
That's wild, though,
it was just tense, It was like it was one of the ones where you was like, "Fuck, man!" Like
I remember I think there was one. I'm pretty sure you were there. We were up at the basketball court the basketball court at Eastwood Elementary when that was still a thing. We're up there. We had a bunch of fucking like Parmesan and shit, and we're just on the court smoking, playing ball, drinking.
Like always,
losers drank. Losers drink up. Roll up 2 games, roll up. It's like played at 3 in the morning. I remember just come over. We're just like shit. I remember sitting there. I'm just like, fuck.
They just rolled up on us.
We got like a half. They just rolled up. Had the little cop light on us from the car. And I was like, yeah, come on, you guys are being loud. Can you guys just get out of here? And we're just, yeah, sure, we'll get here now.
I do remember that.
Get here now. We'll just pick all our stuff.
I'm about to say because we never got caught there. We must have ran or we just let us go.
Yeah. Because it was fenced in. We were just like.
Somebody must have
Fuck.
called on us.
You know, and exactly.
Being
It's like, yeah,
loud.
it's being loud. You
That
guys
was such
gotta
a
go.
cool spot, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I still
man.
would go chill there, bro.
Yeah, it's
I'd
right
go up there and
there.
hoop.
It's right there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
this
saying?
is so nice.
I mean, 48th is right there, but like that was a nice little hoop.
that was
you know?
nice, yeah, bro.
I
It
never
was
had
full
a
court.
No, I didn't have full court. Remember the other side didn't have the rim.
No, it was.
It was
on the
only
other side. They had a rim, though.
Yeah, it was
right?
one side rim.
There was two
Backboards,
hoops, though.
yeah, 2 backboards, but there was only one rim.
Right? Okay,
Yeah, they
yeah,
did a full court game. I remember the couple times we played touch football in there, bro.
Yeah, that
Remember
was fun,
as
man,
fuck,
yeah.
bro. I remember hitting the fence, like running into the fence one day and just fucking my hands up.
Oh,
And
bro,
I was
was you
like,
there and I
"God damn."
knocked myself out?
No,
Oh,
wasn't that
bro,
day.
Mark Blair set me up, dude.
Yeah.
I like just had arrived. I go right away for a fly route straight out. He leads me like a
Commit,
motherfucker,
like, you know what I
bro,
mean?
and I just never even looked, man.
Yeah,
I just was committed, you know. Caught it, bro, and just got blown up by that fucking fence. I literally had X's on my face, dude. Like, see it. It's funny how you really do see birds. What is up with that?
What do you mean, like?
When you're like, rocked, you like see like stars and birds and stuff, like how they show in the cartoons.
What do you mean, like?
You ever been rocked?
Rocked, but like tackled real hard,
You
or
ever been
like
rocked anyhow in your head?
Oh yeah.
And you see like stars, bro.
I think you said scars. I'm like, what are you talking
No, it's
about?
like-
Stars. Okay.
The fuck? And there's like these things going around, and you're just like trying to get your bearings, bro. I was laid out. That's like one of the hardest shots I ever took.
Yeah, I mean, like I never had a concussion, thankfully, But I mean, like I've gotten to that point where like, I've been like, I remember there was one day I was at work. I remember I had like this crazy like headache, like come from like my neck to like the top of my head, and I'm sitting there, and I remember like I think I got to the point where I was about to black out because like I sit down, and like it gets a little black, and then like I see like a bunch of like fuzzies, just like multicolored fuzzies.
Oh yeah.
And eventually, like a couple seconds later, it just goes away. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Like one of them waves, yeah.
I
Like
don't
sometimes
even
when you
know
stand
when.
up, though, Sometimes you stand up too fast, run up the stairs too fast. You're like, oh shit, I'm lazy as fuck.
You see that big light come across?
Yeah, bro. Your head goes like a clear thing. It's like,
exactly. And eventually, it's just like it opens back up. You clear out. You're just like,
shit. Oh shit.
Fuck, bro.
Water? B12? What the fuck?
What
the fuck?
Is it sun? Like, what is wrong right now? What's
Sit
going
back
on?
down.
Then you think about you're just like, I ate a bunch of fries yesterday. Like my heart's
What do
giving
you
out.
what do you really think I did? Do you think that's normal?
Yeah, it's when you stand up too fast, like
You
how
think
like, the
that happened in
gravity,
Native Americans?
the gravity work, doesn't work itself out, and like the gravity pulls your too much blood out.
Did
your
that happen
fast,
to natives?
Did they ever stand up too fast? And they were moving a little slower then, bro.
You think a Comanche moves slower than you? You fucking privileged fuck.
Dude, it's like what? They just live slower, bro. They're just like they're not gonna sit there and be like, like we do sometimes. Like when you do that, when you're doing that, you're
Why
just
do we do that?
pizza roll. Pizza roll.
That is funny. I got a piece real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
What about this?
Like laying down with your phone real quick, and you're just like,
Kate told me the other day, she's like, why do you always tell him when you're going to piss? I'm like, you want me to lie to him? I'm just going to disappear? Just to disappear to come back?
communication.
I'm just saying, what if they're like, oh, no, where we at? Where we at? Oh, no, must have got kicked,
You know
No,
how-
go take a piss.
You know how long he's gonna be. He's taking a piss real quick.
Yes, bro.
I was gonna say I was
Oh,
upset the
grown
other night
man.
because I remember like we were outside the missile silo and like I remember I was waiting for a good stopping point until we got in the circle and
Oh,
go pee real
man.
quick. And I remember like you guys were debating going after these guys or not, and I'm just like, it's up to y'all. I don't see a foreseeable stop in the future, so I gotta go, bro. I just gotta go.
You left us on that one.
I did it. Yeah, I'm just like, whatever you guys decide from here, that's up to y'all.
But then you came back and left again.
Yeah,
You're like, I gotta go
I
back.
was chugging water. I was chugging water that night, bro. I was
Oh
chugging
my-
water. I was sitting
Oh,
there.
Steve's got the bubble guts, bro.
I
I'm
remember
getting
I was
off.
thinking. I remember I was sitting there. I'm just like, right before we were playing the game. I'm just like, did I drink enough water today? And I just start chugging bottles of water real quick. That's what I do sometimes. Did I drink enough water today? Like that's how it
I
works.
was like, man,
Like, okay,
I
well,
thought maybe you had the bubble
you're
guts
supposed,
sitting
to
on you.
you're supposed to drink like a
know when you think you're done.
couple liters a day, and then like I just get there. I'm like, did I drink? I don't. Okay, so I drink 2 liters right now. That's how it works. So I reach my daily total. Like,
Dude, I piss a lot.
yeah. Like I said, bro, I was just didn't see a foreseeable stop, and I had to go.
I drank so many drinks like so quick, man. Just always been like that, man.
Yeah, like what? Like what I'll do? I'll just be sitting there, and I'll just be like, "Oh man, I'm thirsty." and they just chug it real quick.
Don't even gotta be thirsty.
You know, just like
Just mouth dry.
I do it. I do
I
a lot at once. That's my problem. I'll just chug a water bottle. You know, I'm thirsty. Chug a whole water. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm more of a slow sip guy that can't stop slow sipping. I won't even take like a mouthful. And then I'm like, yeah, with the tea, and I'm in the blunt. I'm like, oh my god, this is good. Same thing with coffee. I'm like,
oh, bro, that's the thing. Like,
whoa.
I chug my coffee in the morning, bro.
You chug it?
Not like, but like I drink it. I'll sip it a lot, like you're talking about, bro. Where you're just like,
yeah, and that's how I feel bad, bro. I realized I gotta drink a little less coffee in the morning, bro. It's been making me feel weird in the morning, man.
Well, I mean, coffee. I mean, for one, it's kind of like a laxative. It doesn't make you shit.
No, I mean, like it's been making me feel like
coffee's
up here, clouded.
It's caffeine, bro.
Yeah,
and it's super.
I'm getting too much.
It's also super acidic, bro.
Shaken before from coffee.
Yeah, it's a
you remember
stimulant.
when you had that espresso I brought down here, bro?
Yeah,
and we were like, "That's fucking coffee." Like, I'm never getting this shit again,
bro. Whenever you espresso all the time, bro. I never drink that shit.
So bad.
Just be like, for one, it's super strong, so you just like literally throw that back, and you're just like,
and you just crash though. You do crash, bro.
Yeah, it's caffeine, bro.
Yeah,
stimulant, and it's also super acidic, bro. Coffee's super. It's acid, bro. Super acidic.
Probably stain my teeth 3 times over.
Yeah, and not only that, but I mean, builds up your acids in your body.
But you enjoy it.
But I mean, it's one of those luxuries, man. It's a luxury. It's not supposed to be consumed every day like that. You know what I'm saying? Like coffee beans are a luxury type of thing. So you gotta sip it. Use a moderation type of deal.
Why don't they give us a morning drink? Well, I don't know. Coffee's been revolutionized. It's everything now.
Well, I mean, like I think like it's typically it's related to a morning drink because it's the caffeine.
I always think about that the most. I'm like, all these places. I go to a store. I'm like, you motherfuckers make the most off coffee.
Oh, coffee market's ridiculous.
McDonald's probably makes the most off sodas.
Yeah.
Think about it, bro. For one of them big things, it's probably like $30 for them, $20 maybe, and they sell you $2 for a large.
That's what I find so weird. It's like you get a syrup bag. And then it mixes with carbonated water, pretty much. And it's just like, boom, it's just soda. It's a soda stream.
And it's so good to humans. To anyone. I mean, a dog will drink it if they could.
Yeah.
It's so good to us.
Yeah. I usually try to avoid them because I work in restaurants. You know how, like, people just don't clean those things. I know they don't. And, like, I still get a soda every once in a while. But I mean, like, I'm just like, man.
That was one thing I did used to have to do. We did used to clean them.
It was nasty as fuck, bro.
I guess we didn't clean them, but we soaked them overnight.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, come on, it's a bunch of sugar and shit.
That's what I say before you do it. You're supposed to like go around the thing.
Yeah.
But really, you should just stay out of that machine.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. It's hard, bro.
Oh yeah, bro. Soda's delicious, bro.
It's good, right?
Good.
Like, at what point do you sacrifice
and like beer? It goes good with food sometimes, bro.
Oh my god, what with my tacos, bro? A root beer, or Coke?
Exactly, man. Yeah,
it's tough, bro. But at what point? At what point do we go? We know you created this for evil, but it's so good, right? And
so good.
We enjoy it, right? I enjoy it. Okay. Well, let's just say like you're a depressed person and you're gonna kill yourself today, right? But you enjoy soda. Well, who am I to tell you don't drink soda, right? Then just drink the soda, bro. You already said you like this shit, like you should probably just do whatever you like.
Yeah.
If they invented something,
it's just important to just enjoy it in moderation, like something similar like coffee. Enjoy the moderation. Soda, like I don't keep sodas in my house.
I don't know what's soda, bro. I don't know if it should even be considered moderation. I just don't.
But drink soda if you want. I mean,
you can make like a natural soda. They do, right? Like they make natural sodas and shit. They don't taste nowhere near as good. They taste like diet sodas.
Yeah.
But you can do that. But like once you make a soda, it's like saying tobacco to a cigarette. That's what I look at.
Oh yeah.
You can smoke tobacco. Yeah. You probably shouldn't smoke a cigarette.
Yeah. Yep. And I sit here saying that, whereas like I smoke a bunch of weed. Don't use weed in moderation, but I'm sitting there telling someone with soda to be like, hey,
but it's so easy because the other day I was, I'm like, all right, I got to figure out, some ways to cut back. And I'm looking up, these YouTube videos and the guy's like, I'll smoke about a half a day. I was like, you're doing good. You know what I mean? To get the evil of comparison.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
exactly, like you can tell me, I smoked a gram yesterday. And I'm like, oh my God, I smoked way too much. I smoked 4 grams yesterday. And that guy's like, I smoked a half yesterday. It's like, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, you always talk to Tyler. You're just like, well, I feel a little better. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean,
what's that do for me?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
You're still in your predicament.
I'm still a loser.
Where you still believe you're spending too much money on weed.
Someone else.
Exactly.
But who's a loser if they're doing what makes them happy, bro?
I tell you, I look at people. Yeah.
What if that guy that smokes a half, he doesn't play no video games? He doesn't do nothing else. Like he enjoys smoking weed and going to the gym. Like that's what he does.
Or he grows it, some shit, whatever.
That's true. I
You
didn't
know,
think about that.
you just grow it and you
Yeah.
just
I could
smoke.
smoke a lot more weed when I grow it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And like I said, I think like when you nurture this thing, this living being, and then you reap its rewards.
I
And
would
you
love
smoke
this.
that.
You grow
You
something with
eat
some
that.
fur, bro.
Exactly,
Some
bro.
crystals.
That's what I'm saying,
You'd
man.
be proud.
You do some good shit, especially with some indoor
I
plants,
think I'm
bro.
gonna go official, man. Infrared light and shit. You know.
Oh yeah, well you need to grow light indoors.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just survive off
I said I'm
natural light
gonna
with
get a
those type of
goat one.
plants.
I
Yeah.
need a goat one.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, definitely, bro. Invest in it. You can do some shit. Make it a hobby, man.
Yeah. I also
be
been looking
fun.
at greenhouses though, so we're
I
seeing.
mean, like you can get those little grow tents.
But they stink, bro. So I'm trying to think
They
about how
do
to cover the
stink.
smell.
They do stink.
They
Yeah.
stink.
You could grow some other herbs down there that try to
Yeah.
take over the smell a little bit.
That's true.
My rosemary. You mean my rosemary?
I got one of them automatic puffers, you know what I'm talking about, that are timer, but it goes off like every 20 seconds.
Around the whole room. Around the whole room.
32 of them.
Anthony, you're going to cover your nose real quick.
Why
Why are they all eye level? Well, I'm a little taller than you, Steve. So it's like
my buds are eye level. Yes.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, like it. I want to do the same thing, bro. You just gotta.
Ideally, no, I would love to know how to make some
I
fucking
wanna-
MDMA.
I
like
wanna-
that would be the
I
ultimate
want to
goal.
grow some shit. I want to experience.
I wanna make
growing some shit. You know
MDMA.
what I'm saying?
That'd be awesome.
I'm not even sure how you go about doing that. To be honest, I don't know where you even begin. Like, especially when they get in this shit where it's like, okay, you start mixing the lye, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, they got gas masks and respirators and shit, and you're just like, do I want to make this?
Somebody making MDA is like, man, growing shrooms is way too hard. You know what I mean?
You just mix some bleach and some fucking
Everything's
chlorine.
everything's so easy once you know it, bro.
Bro, I found out if you mix alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, and bleach, that's how you get chloroform.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who'd you chloroform?
I
Right?
chloroform
Did you have a
nobody.
fun night?
Some
kind of role play.
Do you know about ammonium bleach?
Yeah, that
Mustard gas.
right, mustard gas. I know that from the Child Called It,
I remember I
bro.
was at work one day and we had this new guy, and I was talking to him, and I'm just like, I'm like, yeah. So if you some days you're gonna mop. When you mop, just you can use it at home too. You mix some ammonia and you mix some bleach, and it'll get it really clean.
Oh,
And he's like, oh, for real, bro? It's like, and then of course, before I even get the crack at myself, this person comes over, the person we used to work with. I was like, don't fucking tell him that. Don't you fucking tell him that.
I can have a joke with someone's life.
Yeah, it's like, come on, like, it's one of those dark humor type things.
That book, Child Called It, bro. That's what his mom used to do to him, dude. Sit him in the bathroom with that and burn his fucking eyeballs.
Bro, you burn your lungs and shit.
Yeah,
burn your
everything.
esophagus, bro.
Yeah, but she would do really low amounts, dude.
Man,
Crazy
that's
over a
what
long
the
period. Ain't
fuck,
that
bro?
wild?
Yeah.
That boy experienced a lot, man.
Who was that?
It's a book called The Child Called It.
Chocolate. It.
Yeah,
Okay,
man. If you ever get a chance, check it out.
that's fucking disgusting.
Super torture boy.
I mean, I think that's what they were doing. I think with the Nazi concentration camps, they were using, I believe, mustard gas.
It's how far will you go? Like that guy said, it's just a little bit farther.
Bro,
That's what I was telling you
man.
before, though. Like, it sounds crazy, but like, just as easy as it is to hold a baby like this, it's as easy as to fold a baby like that. It sounds so crazy, but it's literally nothing more than A or B. That's all that choice is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nurture or crush.
Yeah.
A or B. There's nothing else to
And
it.
that's exactly what that dude was saying in that Vietnam documentary. Just like, just right there.
Just right there.
Right in front, it's silly,
I swore I wouldn't do it.
And I mean, and they all,
Next thing you know, right
there was the
35.
one dude I remember sitting there talking, just like, yeah, I mean, you got a fully automatic weapon, you feel powerful, you feel strong, you feel, and then,
I guess I've never seen anybody in like with that doc talking about like killing kids like that. I've never seen no doc like that.
exactly, man. Yeah.
And they all were just like, yeah, that's what it is. Like nobody had a problem with it. Out of like the 4 people that spoke on it, it's like, yeah, kids, five, 6, whatever.
I remember, especially when they went over the part with this Ace of Spades. I remember they were talking about that. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I remember seeing the Ace of Spades a lot.
But that's where my evil comes in.
know.
I'm always like, was that guy really that cool? Did he really do that, or was that you're the only you're the only guy down there?
That was a big thing in the war.
Yeah, but did he do that? Was he
Did
an Ace of Spades guy?
Yeah, probably not.
He's in a tunnel, bro. Like,
yeah, oh no, yeah, no.
You got time for Ace of Spades and shit, and cut his
Those
ear off.
fucking tunnel rats, man. I'm telling you,
That's
that shit was
insane,
fucking
bro.
crazy, man.
I didn't know that
Especially,
you had to volunteer. I mean, you had to volunteer for that. They couldn't force you.
yeah. I mean, think about it. It's a deadly ass mission, and you
Yeah,
usually
but
only
you're
got a
dead.
pistol.
You're dead if not.
You only got a pistol.
You know, some people went
Typically.
that whole war without even knowing there was tunnels.
Yeah, I remember
The
in
one
that.
guy's on there. He's like, I got out of the war. It's like, I was like, that's how they were always behind us. Didn't even fucking know.
I remember when they were showing off those tunnels, man. Those things were fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Some insane ass shit. Where like you're literally like crawling through like this little ass hole, and then it opens up this big ass room. It's like, gee, like look at who you're fighting right now. Do you what the fuck?
They were down to go.
They were living in there, bro. You go in some of those rooms, they got bunks, big ass
I don't know
places,
if you
man.
could hurt them, bro.
Like that's why you had to go invent someone to go down there. And I mean, that's why you lost the war. I mean, we didn't win that war. It's like this is a crazier thing. We went in that fucking jungle and they outgunned us, bro. I remember I watched something earlier, bro.
Outgunned us. Something they outsmarted us, right? Well, they didn't
The Southern Vietnamese soldiers they didn't have as much training as the North. There was one battle where it was 250 North soldiers versus 1,500 Southern Vietnam soldiers, and those Northern Vietnamese soldiers to beat them, bro.
1,500.
Killed 1,500, bro.
Wow.
250 to 1,500. Like they just were
They knew their formation.
They were way better trained, man. They were way better trained. Even France was getting fucked up in that. Everyone was getting fucked up down there, man. Those Northern Vietnamese were nothing to fuck with right there. You know,
Well, bro, they're fighting for the country above everything, man. You're
Yeah.
fighting for your home, bro.
Yeah.
How would you fight?
Well, I mean, also a big role was I remember after World War II, the French were still there. They were colonies of the French, and that was all one big Chinese region where the France was just chilling there. And then once the Vietnamese War happened, it allowed Cambodia and Laos and Vietnam to all become independent countries. They all started claiming independence, and they were like, cool, we're free from these motherfuckers. Fuck these guys. But I don't want capitalism. These are the guys controlling us. They got people fucking here. They got the communist people. They're just like, yeah, go be you. You can do whatever you want. Just be communist.
Now look how it all unfolded.
Yeah. You see, I mean, Russia's not doing too well. China's doing. One thing I didn't realize. So,
you see what Russia's doing?
Before, China was democratic, but then the Chinese Communist Party came in and beat them and kicked them out, and the democratic nation of China became Taiwan.
Taiwan?
Yeah, it became Taiwan.
That's funny.
So that was China. That's why there's a whole big because that was China,
right?
But they got the
that's why they don't like that
democracy,
shit.
Capitalist type people.
Russia's got its most troops on Turkey's border since the beginning of the war, and from my understanding, I wasn't able to get into the bottom of it, but it's pretty much because Turkey's rebels are fighting back for the location that Russia took from them, is from what I understand. And they're like, well, we took it. Why are you fighting us? And they're like paying rebels. Russia's paying mercenaries and rebels to fight those people, to clear out that region. And they're getting fought every day. So now they're bringing in, they said 14,000 troops or something like that, man.
Yeah, Russia's going to keep expanding.
Well, then America decided that they were sending 2 warships there to where the border's at.
Yeah.
So they got 2 warships that arrived today. Well, Wednesday, today, yeah. That arrived right there. And they called America an adversary. It's like, America does everything it can to undermine us on the world stage, and it should not bring, and get any involved in this war. And it looks like it might become something, bro. I don't know.
Well, the same thing's going on in the South China Sea, where Vietnam, is pretty much, going up against China right now, and America's also sending its, ships and planes into the area.
Wouldn't that be cool if we joined forces with Vietnam?
Yeah. After all of it,
Taiwan.
Yeah. Well, we have interest in that area too. You know what I'm saying? They're claiming that little area, which is like a key shipping area, out of China.
Oh, dude, they're too late, bro. That's China's.
Oh yeah, they have a whole military
China
base
built
there.
Every fucking thing they could
exactly.
There already,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? And they're already
stop that way earlier.
And they're already exerting their power there.
Whatever happened with the Strait of Hamas, though?
I think that
kind of just died down.
I'm not sure. Yeah, what are you talking about?
What, Iran?
Yeah, the Suez Canal, where that is now. Pretty sure because Iran's bordering Saudi Arabia right there. That's right. They're on each side.
Maybe I'm getting mixed up, but do you remember what the trade routes up there? They wanted more taxes, and they didn't even want certain ships coming
Yeah,
through there anymore.
they
They
seized
didn't
that
want
British
American
tanker.
oil, I believe, or something. They
Yeah,
didn't want some kind of
yeah,
oil
they
coming
even
through no
seized a
more.
British oil tanker.
Yeah.
Let's see, China sent. I'm trying. So there was something that I can't remember the exact number.
What
Unit.
about that Rose shit? You don't think that's crazy, bro, that she said that?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
pretty crazy, bro. It's basically saying better dead than Chinese. That's how they take it. You
Oh
know?
yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's like a straight up American slap, like spout to like communism. It sounds like I don't fucking know,
Well,
man.
that actually came from her country, Slovakia or whatever that is. That's their saying.
Oh, Lithuania.
Is that what Lithuania?
Yeah, she's Lithuanian. Yeah.
Better dead than red. That's like a common saying that apparently those like back like their culture heroes or whatever had designed. But then that's why she got the backlash, because did you see that like people were coming at him because of the way he participated in the Holocaust?
Yeah. So here was China.
Now she's got a skinhead.
China sent 25 warplanes into Taiwan's air defense zone. So they got more warplanes down that bitch now. They're ready to go.
Lit them all up.
They're ready to go, man. I mean, like I think it'd be hard with the anti-air technology you see nowadays, and they have those built on those seas, bro, on those little islands, man. They were building up islands around those bitches, man. They're building more islands.
Taiwan just lit them up when they came in and just dropped 25 of them.
I mean,
what do you think happened?
Got all out war. You got war, man. You got war.
You did it.
You got war.
You did it.
And you got war. That's war from
you
there.
came through my spot.
It's just
you see how they act when we go through their shit? You ever see that? How they act on the radio
bro,
and shit?
Yeah.
Turn around, get out of here. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
One thing I remember. There was a whole thing in I believe it was somewhere. I think it was like near Venezuela, or Argentina, somewhere in South America, where the Navy shot up a Chinese fishing boat because they're illegally fishing all around. They're illegally fishing all around, bro. Yeah, that was do that shit down in Africa and all that, in India, all that, man. They'd be taking off.
Man, yeah, because I got into that Netflix doc yesterday, dude. With blue whales, bro, there used to be up to 300.
Seaspiracy?
300,000. No,
what are you talking about now?
Our Planet Below the Sea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
released.
Our planet's awesome, bro.
Yeah, our planet's awesome, bro. That's crazy what they got.
How many?
There used to be 300,000 up to 20 to 30 years ago, bro. That's how hardcore they've been fished in the last 20 years. To where now they're down to 2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah.
Think about that, bro. Over 250,000 whales in 10 to 20 year span. Insane, dude. You're just looking at these things and you're just like, lately I've been looking at creatures and just like, man, you fucking alien bitch. Like, I don't even think you started here, dude. I look at a whale. I just was like watching that whale go, man. I was like, it's crazy. Like, you don't live on planet Earth in your mind. Like, that water itself is your planet. They can't leave it. They breathe air, so they know it's up there, right? But like at the end of the day, like, it could never go on land. And you just live in like the depths. 91% of like the land mass is inside, pushed down in those water craters on Earth. It's like it's inside of there. They can just go deep. It showed them chasing dolphins, bro, and like dolphins beat them in a sprint. But these whales got cardio, bro. And
Big, man.
Just keep fucking going and they catch them, man.
I remember they had a completely preserved whale heart, and as a human, you can climb in it. You can climb through it, like it's the main arteries and shit, bro.
Crazy.
Like it's big as fuck, bro.
Her calf at the time, it was like the only time that's ever been seen as a calf and a blue whale together,
bro.
She was like 3 months old. She gained a ton a month, bro.
Yeah, just big motherfuckers, bro. Yeah.
What the fuck did God create, bro? Like, man, just like this. I don't want to use the word monster, but like, you know what I mean, to describe like this ultimate feature of like, just think that, like, lay that really think of the design of things. Like, just look at the design of it, bro. It's so different than you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so much bigger. It doesn't have arms. There's no legs. Just like
no teeth.
The sheer size of it, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a working system on the inside. At the end of the day, right, with a heartbeat, right? Like everything has a heartbeat, right?
Yeah, and they're huge.
Has a heart.
Yeah, and they're huge.
Right, and it needs blood pumping.
Yeah.
So that's like this one thing that, like, no matter how big or small you are, bro, it's like somewhere in there that fucking heart is pumping, man. It's so crazy, dude.
It's a huge fucking organism, bro.
Just think about like the ocean as a whole. Like that's like there is no real estate. You know, like it's literally wherever you stop at is like where you
That's
sleep
why
at.
I
Like,
think it'd be absolutely crazy if like you were eaten alive by something, and then you're just like inside this like stomach of an animal, and
oh
you're
my god,
like you're eaten
I
up
think
by a
that's really
shark, but like you're
possible.
like partially alive. You're just like what the fuck? Yes.
That'd be so crazy.
It'd be crazy to like dissolve inside something, just die an animal, and be
And then
eaten
you
like
see like fucking DB Cooper or something like that. It's like, or
DB
Amelia,
Cooper.
Amelia Earnhardt.
Yes.
DB Cooper.
I'm surviving. I'm
DB.
surviving. I
I've
mean,
been in here for 34 years, surviving off of stomach acid.
I can't imagine like the amount of shipwrecks or like airplane wrecks that like these creatures see that like humans probably never see, bro.
Bro, what about
Yeah,
Fukushima admitting that they can no longer hold that water anymore?
yeah,
It's
bro. They just gotta dump it.
it's
They,
going
they gotta
into the
they gotta
water.
dilute it and dump it. That's pretty much
It's
what they're
already
saying.
diluted.
Yeah.
You understand that system that they place? Because I got deep into it
Oh,
before.
did you? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't. No, I
So
don't.
basically, that thing, that that nuclear reactor is still overheating. The thing that controls that is what melted. That keeps that cooled is what melted. So once that went over, there's nothing that can stop that thing, until basically its energy is like out from my understanding. Like at least where it's at now, they cannot turn that thing off. So the only thing they can do is try to cool it. So they literally like pump water through that thing and it comes out with all of this different radioactive material in it. And we're actually somehow, it's amazing what humans can do. We can get out every single one of the ones that are in this water, except for this one that's called like, someone a TR. It's like Tritera, but not. Yeah, something like that. It's like Tristan or some shit like that. And it's one that it can't get out. So now after that water comes out of that radiator, is it a radiator? Is that what I'm saying? Right? That reactor. After that, out of that reactor, they can't do nothing with that water because they can't get that one specific thing out. It sucks, bro. Because there's like 90 things in there, or like 9 things. I don't know. I don't know the number. But they get out like hella dangerous radioactive material, bro, through like this process they have. But they just cannot get out that one for some reason. I forget exactly what it was, but it's like such a small molecule it passes through. And the process we do, it just doesn't get it, man. So at this point, they store that water where they have nowhere to put that water. So they're building these giant tanks, bro, that look like, the oil tanks down there and shit. And they're putting that water in there. Bro, it's to the point where they have like thousands of these things, dude, and they're literally out of land space to put any more of these. But every day they're pumping this water through to keep that thing cool, dude. So now they have no idea what to do with that. And they went over it for the last year. They had proposed a bunch of ideas. People had proposed burying it, pushing it into the ground, releasing it into the water, waiting to come up with another solution, investing to try and figure out how to get that tea, whatever, out of it. All types of other shit, to the point where like it's at the point where they're like, we really don't know what else to do but put it back into the ocean. So it's supposed to go over like 6-year plan or something like that, but that reactor is not supposed to stop until like 2030 something, bro, like 2040 or something like that. And now all the fishermen in Japan, bro, are like, they're all getting together and going against the government because they
that's their livelihood.
it's gonna no one's gonna buy that fish, even if you catch it. No one's gonna buy Japan fish, like if you know what you know. Some people don't even know this is going on, so it's crazy. But so that's going back into there, and they said like, the economic output of what already has happened on top of what they're about to do, like you won't even be able to understand what it's going to do to that area, basically. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter because they still got to pump more water in it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so the next day, and the next day.
What are you gonna fucking do?
What happens if it gets too hot? That's what I was wondering. Can we just
let it
blow?
You get a meltdown and you get a pretty much another
Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Can we just let it blow?
Then you gotta deal with the Chernobyl, and it's gonna spew shit anyway.
Does it just keep going farther?
I guess right now they control it. You know what I'm saying? I think they're controlling it better than what Chernobyl is. At this point, Chernobyl is just leaking.
People live in Chernobyl.
I mean, there's still areas where you can't live, though. You know what I'm saying? But like,
there, right?
But I mean, like, it's still spewing this shit out. Like, I think at least at this point they have it more under control than what Chernobyl is. You know what I'm saying? Chernobyl's just melted down. It's chilling there, just releasing shit into the air.
But it's under the ground.
They built that shield there, but still, they blew the whole roof off pretty much. So they got to put a thing over top of it.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Chernobyl's way better off, bro. Like this, I followed. Like every time I get into it, I do a nice little dive on it, and like this is, dude. When I first was reading on this, 2 years, 3 years back, they weren't even pumping that water, bro. That's back when they was trying to build those robots to get down there and see it. And like 2 or 3 straight robots failed. Now they finally have a robot that can hang down there, but it eventually fails. It can do shit down there.
Yeah,
but
radio.
So that thing's overheating. It's under tons of water. They can't see it consistently. And at this point, they have an overflow of this water. So, like, at least Chernobyl, they're not doing anything to consistently cool that, that I know about. So it's not like right now, dude, every day, like, they're, putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole, basically. Like, that thing's leaking already. Then you're going to pump what you're using to fix it back into the water. Like, dude, it could be like one of the worst things I've ever seen. The problem is you never see it.
Yeah.
It's underneath that water, and you don't sleep underneath that water, man. Your dog won't have 3 ears, but your dolphins do.
Well, then you probably really won't even get too much coverage on it as much as Japan probably covers on itself. I mean, like, we're not going to cover that nuclear reactor over there all the time.
Yeah, it's just sad over there because at their fish markets and shit, man, they got fucking radioactive tests now that they have to show customers and shit. Like, look at my fish. No, nothing.
And with a city like that, where like it's a country where it's all coast, it's an island. I mean, you rely on fishing.
You need that fish, boy.
Yeah, it's the only reason it's a country is because of fish.
It's a tough position we're in with that, man.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
I hope the world's helping. I hope it's not just Korea's problem.
Yeah, I think you have like some people from the U.S.
Everybody should be investing full resources on that. That is not. Once it becomes that bad, bro. Chernobyl is not. What would that be? Russia. Chernobyl's not Russia's problem, and Fukushima's not Japan's problem. That is a world problem at this point, bro. And it's gonna affect everybody if you don't do something about it. And that's not even to mention, dude, like the multiple other things that aren't even talked about. Like I was reading this other thing about there's like another Fukushima going on right now. You don't even hear about it because there wasn't a tsunami and earthquake that caused it.
Yeah. Which was that?
I have to do more research on it, but they were mentioning it inside of that article that I was reading.
Gotcha.
Like, there's that, and there's also another oil spill right now. Well, it's not an oil spill, but it's oil drill thing that went up. I don't know if they stopped it by now. Dude, I'll tell you who's crazy. Russians, bro. Russians, right? When they used to drill for oil and shit, like sometimes that would explode back when they had like faultier technology back in the day. And then they would have like these flamethrower, going up 100 feet, dude, forever, bro. Like it didn't stop. It was just nonstop of that oil in the fire causing 100-foot fucking tall, blowing all day long, dude. They had no idea how to stop that, bro. And they came up with 1,000 ideas, like fill the hole, do this. Eventually,
did you get?
Yeah, they use a specific nuke eventually, and over time they've done this like 4 times now. This has happened. Well, they bomb right next to it, and then the way that this atom is set up, it goes like this somehow, and then it crushes the top of that thing and just closes it off basically. And they've never failed, apparently. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird how often they've like thought about using shit
to solve our oil drilling problem.
So look, listen, it's actually funny. So the whole Suez Canal thing, I was watching this video. This guy was talking about the history of the Suez Canal. I'm telling you, bro, listen. So when it was originally created, they were arguing for who should control it, whether it be the nation or the nations that are chilling. They're like right now, Egypt's in control of it, I believe. Actually, it's probably nationally controlled.
It's Egypt.
Same thing.
No, it's Egypt.
And
Egypt makes a ton of money off of that.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. They don't have like final say. Like, there's a whole back in between with like America and whatnot. So it's a whole international thing. But originally, what the Americans and the British wanted to do was use 3 nukes to nuke a new canal. They were literally going to drop nukes to make a new fucking canal.
Insane.
Like literally, it's like what the fuck?
Crazy thing is they would have pulled it off, and you know it.
Yeah.
The problem is what would happen under there to everything that lives there.
Exactly.
Well, that doesn't matter because we can't see it. That's literally how they think, bro.
I mean, like, you're going to nuke it and run water through this nuclear site. Like, I don't understand how that works. Like, isn't there a nuclear fallout from this type of thing? Like, what are you talking about?
Well, did you ever see like the Panama Canal? Have you ever watched that fully through?
Yeah.
From like beginning to end?
Yeah.
You ever see how they've created that? How it goes down?
Yeah.
And they have to put them into those little sectors that drop the water
or raise it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, bro. This is what I'm talking about with evil, dude. Once you have to do shit like this, enough's enough.
They design the ships around the size of that canal.
Well, that's the problem with the Suez Canal right now. is that how you say it? Oh, shit. Suez Canal right now is that those weren't designed for them super cargoes that they're building right now. That's what the Evergreen is, a super cargo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like way bigger. So now they're thinking about how to make it bigger and shit. You know what that was costing the world? I actually got a number
Like
on that.
400 billion a day.
Yep,
yeah, a day.
$400 billion a day, bro.
Hey, you know
Up to
that-
300 ships
And
backed
they're
up.
finding the captain of that ship or whoever owns that ship.
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to get them to pay for that
Wow.
stoppage. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
And it's like,
Did you see how far it takes to go around?
yeah,
It's
you
like
go around in
13
Africa.
days, ain't it?
Yeah, it's like a week or two. Yeah,
Yeah,
to
it's
get
like
around.
13
Yeah.
fucking days to get on the other side of there.
Uh-huh.
Just, hey, it was smart for them to be like, you can bang right through here. I mean, they made it possible. Even
Same
they
thing
had to
with
do all that
the
shit.
Panama Canal. You know, it's like you have this whole landmass. You either go up above Canada or down below South America,
Or this fucking
or you go through it.
with 1 inch on each side.
Yeah, you just go through it
So
real quick.
scary, dude.
And it's
hate
literally just
'em.
like,
I
what
hate
the
boats,
fuck,
bro.
man?
I just hate boats. I just wish boats didn't even exist.
Well, I mean, like boats are cool, but like when you got these huge
Nah,
super
bro.
cargo containers, and the only reason that they're so big is to get these shoes from China and these 43 parts from every country to come to China to then be assembled, is just like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Hey, like, cool, have your fishing boat, whatever. But when you have this big ass
yacht.
cargo ship,
I don't care.
a
Yacht,
super yacht, bro,
cargo
I'm just
ship,
saying, fishing
carnival
boats,
cruise,
you know,
whatever it is,
those
bro.
things are stupid,
Too
bro.
fucking big.
It's just, to me, it's just the funniest thing when you see this huge, big ass cruise ship pull into St. Lucia. Everything's cool here at the resort, but everything else out there is
Broke over
fucking
there.
poor. Like, it's like,
Dude,
what the
how
fuck?
cool- like, it's crazy how you think like this, right? But how cool would it be just to drive one of them fucking carnival cruises full fucking speed into a dock or something?
I thought that was crazy.
Watch this motherfucker fucking chaos.
This big ass motherfucker, bro. Tons
Yeah,
and tons
bro.
of fucking steel. Just jamming.
You know how
through
fun it
this
is to break shit and just like to see this whole fucking thing collapse and like you're okay up in the cockpit, you know?
Yeah, you're just like,
I know how that feels. It's just like
well, I mean, if your ship's going through,
hit
shit,
another
you know?
ship, bro. Bumper ships or some crazy
Yeah.
shit. Like I just want to see like a mass impact.
I'm
That'd be
trying to think
so
if there's
cool.
one. I'm trying to think if there's a video of one that I've seen, but I don't think there is.
I've watched
you
them
know?
all.
You know,
I've watched
I don't think
every
there's any-
shipwreck
but I don't think
there
there's
is.
anything crazy. You know what I'm
On
saying? Like
YouTube, I'll send you a couple.
ones hit, but like nothing like super. Like they destroyed the docks, of course, and all those boats, but like I want to see one just go into the land.
Yeah,
like, you
you're
know what
right.
I'm saying?
Like fully through.
Like in the inner harbor, just be like,
Yeah,
you know, just like-
dude. Just
it
destroy
gets all the way to Pratt,
everything.
it's all the way to Pratt Street. You're just like, what the fuck,
It's
man?
like it's like when you watch like a big ass like multi-group fight, right? You're just like, you love it. For some reason, you're like, you feel it, like just this ultimate chaos of just like destruction.
Yeah.
And then you imagine just like some millions of fucking tons, bro, just slamming into solid steel. It's like, you know, like it's like a primal thing, bro. Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah, fucking break it. You know, what were them guys saying? You know, on that documentary, bro. They're like, you know, the one thing that nobody likes to admit is like, there's kind of a good feeling to when you break a man's face. That's what they were saying in that doc. They're like, no one wants to tell you that, but like, there's kind of a good feeling to killing a man.
Yeah.
There's something to it. It's like releasing dopamine. That's exactly
I
what
remember,
that guy said.
just sitting there, he's just talking. He's just like, yeah, you know, when I realized, you know, I think killing's a natural thing. And I think, you know, you feel that from killing, you know, as a warrior type of like species, whatever, you know, just like.
My favorite part when he's like, I always thought I'd go to hell for what I've done. But my friend told me, Bible says it's okay. And she's like,
There's
where?
war in the Bible.
She's like, where? Where does it say that? He's like, I don't know. But it says in a time of war, it's okay. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Whatever makes you feel better, my friend. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Where's
like,
that one? President
maybe-
Bush.
maybe you went there and acted how you're supposed to, maybe, but at this point, I don't think so. I think you're going to hell if there is one.
You burning, bitch.
You're burning to hell.
Thank you all for checking us out. Time to wrap it out. Gotta get some more food in me, man. Still
Gotta
starving.
take a
Gotta
piss.
take a piss. Thank you all for checking it. Love you all. Stay safe. We always go through a long ending. Like, share, fucking subscribe.
I gotta say it though. If it was
Stay
wrong,
high.
like, share, subscribe. We appreciate it. Say it again. Reiterate because you don't like and share
Stay
enough.
safe, dummies.